Hi, happy full moon. As many of you know, I'm a big fan of the moon. Just kind of aware of the cycles and how it affects all of us, both nature and the ocean, as well as just the ways that we can tune into ourselves. And I've been working on this journal question since yesterday, thanks to a mentor and a teacher, Patricia Moreno. And she posed this question that I thought was just perfect for the full moon. She said, what is your fullest expression and your most great expression of yourself? And I thought it was a really perfect question for the full moon day today. So I've been journaling on that since yesterday and wanted to share that with you. And to, even as we're home during this social Sabbath, to maybe ask people who you live with what they think is your most full expression and greatest expression of yourself. Might be a great dinner conversation or just something to think about and talk about with each other and just share, because it's not about who do you want to be and what can I work on. It's really like, what do you see in me is my fullest and greatest expression. And I was asking Jason earlier, I'm like, the thing that you think is like I'm doing when I'm totally in my zone, or the thing that I can do and you're like, she is like so in her element doing this. And actually, when I asked him that, he said, when you're laughing. And I at first thought, well, that's not a thing. Everybody laughs, and but I guess I'm going to take some of that feedback and just laugh more this month and really feel what it's like to be in that fullness and joy and full expression of myself. I came up in my journaling, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to share more, is I came up with a couple of things that I just want to remind us to not let it hinder our thought and our question on and thinking on this, is to just notice when you're being judgmental. Like, I'm not that yet. Like, oh, I'll be that. I'll do that full expression when things are better, when I have a job, when I have a better job, when this isolation is over, when we can do that. Like, be your fullest and most great expression now, and it's already in you, is the thing. And that's the thing with the moon. It's not like the moon's thinking, I'm gonna try to be full this month. It just is. And it's the moment of the moon when there's no shadows, and when there's nothing hiding its light. And that's who we need to tap into always and often, and we don't always and often get there unless we are more conscious of it. So that's why it's really helpful to think about it. And the shadows are the darkness, the fear, the ego, and that's what hides our light. So really tap into, like, who are we when we are so tuned into our light and not covered by any darkness or fear or all the things that cause shadow. And also, like, notice it's not about aspirational, like, who do I want to be someday when I'm great? Like, be that now, because that's who you are always. And it's not about creating a goal list, which is a very good question. Like, who do I want to be and what do I want to accomplish? That's a great question for the new moon. But for the full moon, really consider, like, what is your fullest and greatest expression now and today? And one last thing I wanted to add, because I'm also watching on YouTube Marianne Williamson, who you may know because she was a presidential candidate. And I read her book, Return to Love, about 15 years ago, maybe 20. Yeah, my late 20s. And she is reading a chapter at a time on YouTube. And what's amazing is, like, she's reading it now with all of her collected wisdom and who she is today, and it really shows through in how she's reading it. And it's still very relevant and profound for me. So I highly encourage you to search for her on YouTube, just Marianne Williamson, and she's reading a chapter a day. And what she read today was on a chapter called Enlightened Beings. And she said that it's a recognition and not a change. And that's one of the things about this question, is it's really recognizing who is your greatest expression of yourself. Who are you when there is no darkness? And it's not about change. It's really about recognizing that in you. So happy full moon. Love to you wherever you are in the world. And ask the question of yourself and share with other people their fullest and greatest expression so that they're reminded to be that more and more.